What is up, everyone? My name is Anthony McFadden, and welcome back to Game Pass Gems, the show where I dig deep through the Xbox Game Pass minds to discover some hidden gems for your enjoyment. On my latest trip, I discovered a very fun gem called Prey, developed by...
Tony!
What?
Look!
Rah, oh rah.
You hear that?
Yeah, someone's calling me.
No way. Pick it up.
Bro, it's like The Walking Dead. Outside right now. To like not go out there and die or something.
Wow, what an idea.
It's been more than 2 days at the least since the outbreak started. The Walking Dead now populate the world. Nothing is left. Everything is gone. Tony died a few weeks back after he ate a Taco Bell burrito we found in a drawer at Colby Hall. No communication with Goof has happened since. I'm so thirsty. Is this the end? Man, I could really go for a... Nah, I'm dead. Hello, I'm Max Weber. You're watching Goofing Off, and this is Weber's Horror Corner. Today I'll be discussing an absolute classic of the gaming sphere, Telltale's The Walking Dead. Man, is this a good one. Initially released in 2012, the game dropped in chapters as the year went on, eventually ending with an additional spin-off story, the DLC 400 Days. The Walking Dead was released to most systems and even mobile platforms such as iOS. This cinematic, story-driven horror game was developed by Telltale Games and is inspired in both writing and art style by the comic series of the same name, the art style in particular being a standout of this title. This is another game that blew up in popularity with the help of gameplay YouTubers, but also heavily due to the sheer quality of the product at hand. This game is great for those who want to dip their toes into the horror genre. Not too scary, however, gore beware. Well, not much else to say. With these introductions out of the way, we can get right into the gameplay. And as always, spoilers are ahead. The Walking Dead is an interactive story-driven title which feels heavily like playing through a movie that changes based on your choices. The game has the player follow the story of the two leads of Lee and Clementine, along with a plethora of intriguing side characters. No, not you, Larry. Get. The core gameplay involves three main interactions: quick-time events, puzzle solving, and making character decisions. Quick-time events often occur during pivotal moments of the story or when danger requires immediate action, such as defending yourself from zombies and humans. These moments definitely create tension, however, sometimes the window to react is far too small and unfair at times. Two quick-time events in Chapter 2 come to mind where the player straight up does not have enough time to analyze what they have to do not to die. I was playing through the game on a controller, however, most players likely found these not as challenging. Skill issue? Nah, Creel issue. Puzzle solving comes in various forms throughout The Walking Dead. However, my favorite instance of such was during the motel scene in Chapter 1. The player is required to clear out a multitude of zombies from a motel without alerting any of them towards your presence. Picking them off one by one is accomplished through various means and staged processes, which were fairly satisfying to figure out. Although sometimes the game is not clear enough about what can be interacted with, which includes this puzzle. I spent like 15 minutes trying to figure out what part of the puzzle I was missing, only to have to watch a guide and realize I had missed a pillow near the start of the motel that was required to progress. A tad bit frustrating, however, not the end of the world. A quick note is that the game also features a few minigame type interactions, which, although very short, do serve the gameplay well. One example being teaching Clementine how to shoot.
Take your first shot.
The final gameplay mechanic is where The Walking Dead is by far the strongest, the character choices. Being able to make game-changing decisions on who lives or dies, form detailed bonds with survivors you meet, and build a detailed world through dialogue and investigation of your environments. The story is rich in additional details if the player wishes to seek it out. I spent a lot of time just talking to characters during my playthrough, which led to many standout interactions. Speaking of these interactions, I might as well get into a segment that will dive a little deeper into the topic: monsters and characters. The Walking Dead only really has two monsters, if you can even call one of the two such. That being the walkers and humans. The walkers are totally not zombies and come in massive hordes, but are as dangerous individually, especially in close quarters. They are defeated in various ways, including being shot, stabbed in the head, and many, many more. The human enemies, on the other hand, tend to just be dealt with by being shot, or in one instance, stabbed. Although, the choice is up to the player. Well, with the two enemies of the game out of the way, I can talk about a couple of the characters you meet along your journey that really stood out to me. However, the cast is massive, and this does not do the game justice. First up is the main character himself, Lee. This make-em-born gentle giant is who the game follows from day one of the outbreak. While not sure of the state of the world, he quickly finds purpose within Clementine, who he must help to survive and find her parents. Along the way, the duo joins up with a few groups of survivors and meets some very interesting folk. Lee's character is entirely dependent on the character's choices. As an example, during my playthrough, I chose the gentle but firm route when dealing with encounters and was honest to most characters, as to try to be a good influence for Clementine, although you can be aggressive, distant, unfriendly, or however you wish to engage in the story. Other characters in Clementine will react accordingly. Lee and Clementine's bond is well written and very wholesome, the standout of the game for sure. I quickly fell in love with these characters, which makes the ending of the story even more heartbreaking. While Clementine's character is a bit of a package deal with Lee, so I won't be much diving into it, I must note how well written she is as a child character. She responds to situations in a way that fits her age and is not annoying at all. Two writing aspects most media fails at. Next up is Kenny. Ooh, where do I even start with this guy? Kenny? Oh boy, Kenny is the man. Funny, reliable, and an honest family man. This redneck is a highlight character. He is joined throughout your adventure by his wife Kaja, and depending on your choices, his son Duck as well. I chose to save Duck in my playthrough as he's a treat to have around. Your bestie's goal is to make it to the shores, is to hop on a boat and go out to sea as he presumes the walkers can't swim. He is right, although the game doesn't elaborate much on this. Along the way, you help him fend off bandits, start up a train, and Kenny has so many great moments throughout the story, and his description of his son is something special.
Lately.
No kidding. But frankly, I think it's because he's dumb as a bag of hammers.
Dad!
Kenny even has an absolutely iconic exchange with Lee in this game, which occurs during Lee's murder confession at the motel.
No shit.
No shit.
It wasn't for touching kids, was it?
Oh, man, come on, man.
What? I gotta ask.
Although Kenny surviving into the next game is a bit of a stretch, to put it lightly, his impact on this game serves his character well and is written to perfection. The final character I want to mention is Ben.
Now wait a darn tanner minute. There's no way you're about to sit here and defend Ben.
You know what? I'm done. No more blowing up. After what happened last time, I now truly understand the hardships you've been through.
You know what? I forgive you. No more blowing up.
Anyhow, Ben is a very great character. Separated from his band during the outbreak and with his two friends dying before his eyes, he has been through some stuff. His backstory is even more dire as revealed by some scrapped dialogue during his intro, which can be found on YouTube. Or maybe ask your uncle for it. This lean bean feller is trying to do his best, but unfortunately screws up. Twice. Which leads to the indirect deaths of 4 characters. This does include Kenny's family, unfortunately. Weight is heavy on his shoulders, and he eventually admits it to Kenny right before the player is given the choice to either let Ben die or save him, as Ben opts to die rather than weigh down the group. I was sure he was a goner, but the player is in fact able to save him, which shocked me, as the scene very much was staged as if his death was inevitable, which it still kinda is, but I was very happy that the choice was up to me. Ben is a character, young and scared, who made honest mistakes with heavy consequences and simply wishes to redeem himself. A layered, well-written character like most everyone throughout the game. No, not you, Larry. And a surefire favorite of mine. I don't really have a great transition into the next section, so how about I just... Oh! The Walking Dead soundtrack was composed by Jarrett Emerson Johnson and serves its purpose well. Heavy chords swell during emotional beats and strengthen the atmosphere of the game. The music is paced and placed well throughout, and these 3 tracks are my personal favorites from the score. Wait, what? Telltale's The Walking Dead is more than I ever could have expected from it. Well worth the price to admission. The gameplay may be basic, but the writing is simply incredible. For me, the writing felt even better than the show. The first few seasons, that is. I highly recommend this title. However, the DLC honestly can be passed up. Unless you plan on playing the rest of the franchise, in which case, do play it. The DLC sets up many of the characters you interact with in the sequel. However, we aren't talking about that. We are talking about where it all began, and what an exceptional start it is. Well, not much else to say, except, I'm X Weber. This is Weber's Horror Corner, and you? Oh, you're watching Goofing Off.